to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. And now your hosts, Christian and Chris, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports.
All right, let's go. Welcome to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast, episode 24 in the building. How's everybody doing out there? We hope y'all doing good, doing great, enjoying football, enjoying these nice matchups up on Sunday. As you know, I'm your host, Christian_CFS, and here's our co-host, Mr. K Camp.
What up? Shalom Akim to my good people and shalom Akim to my bad people. May you become good. What up, man?
Not much, man.
Week 11, right?
It's week 11 right now, but it'll be week 12 coming up. You know, everybody got Thanksgiving coming up, so you know, people probably might be forgetting about football a little bit because, you know, family. But make sure you set your lineups before.
Yes, Wednesday. You better set them Wednesday.
Yes, set them lineups. Don't forget, set your lineups, everybody.
Excuse me. And there is a Friday game.
Yes, the first ever Black Friday game. I think it's Miami. Miami against somebody. Or is it not Miami? I think it is Miami.
I think it is Miami. Who are they playing? A lot of want to say the 49ers, but that don't sound right. Is it the 49ers?
I don't think so.
Keep going.
The Jets.
I'll look it up. The Jets. That's who it is.
The Jets.
Yeah.
I was looking it up as you was talking. That's what I was
we don't care about that. That's right. AFC East game. Okay.
Man, AFC East game, but you know that might be a blowout.
I don't know I wonder where they're playing. That would be key. If they're playing outside,
they're playing it outside.
Okay,
they're playing up in they're playing up in New York,
New York. Jersey. I'm gonna disappoint in Miami today because I expected a blowout against the Raiders, and they didn't come through today.
Was it in Miami?
Yeah, they were at home.
Mm-hmm. I'm
almost positive they were at home today. I'm a little disappointed in them. So, you know, but again, Miami beating up on an under 500 team. Well, they were 500 today, but yeah, they beat up on a bottom tier team. Yeah, they were at home, man, in Miami. So I expected a better performance out of them today. Okay. Yeah, okay. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the news though, because let's talk about somebody else on the news.
Oh. All right, let's go and kick to it. So we are in the CGP news. I'm gonna let you go and take this over, Mr. K Camp. What's gonna let us know like what's happening up in the news and everything?
Oh my God, what is it? The AFC North? Is that them right? AFC North lost Deshaun Watson. He's gone for the year. So down goes Amari Cooper. You know, not that he was having a great year anyway, but there goes Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, which he had 6 catches today, but there goes his stock. And then right after, 2 days later, he's gone. What we got? Joe Burrow. He's gone. Yeah. So
Mark Andrews.
I forgot about Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews. Oh my God. So like at this point in this season, go ahead.
Like it was odd about him though. Like they said that like he's out for the season, but it was an ankle injury, so it must have been that.
It was a high ankle sprain originally, but for him to be out for the season, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it had to be something very seriously.
So there goes like Jamar Chase stock.
Yeah.
There goes a little bit of Lamar Jackson stock. You know, if you got Mark Andrews, you got to figure it out. If you got Jamar Chase, as I do, and if you have Mark Andrews, got to figure it out. What we gonna do?
Yeah,
it's getting tight. You know, it's tight.
I'm trying to figure out some tight ends, man. Some people up in our leagues, man, they being stingy and everything. So
I mean, you got Michael Merritt, right? You drafted him for this.
Not for this year.
Okay.
I drafted him for next year. So he ain't ready to be thrust into the lineup yet. So I'm trying to find
man.
like some of the tight ends that I'm looking at I can get, but there's one that I've been trying to pursue, but the owner is very stingy. So
maybe you're not coming with it. Maybe not coming with enough. I don't know. You're knocking in his door.
I didn't even offer anything yet. I just said like, hey, are you open to trading? And then they was like, nah, man, I ain't open to trading and anything. I was like, what? I was like, you ain't trying to get better?
I mean, maybe just you get him a Godfather offer. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, man, I ain't doing no Godfather offers for no 6 weeks now. I did that before.
I agree, and I agree with that. I understand it. Who else we got? So as of right now, Cooper Kupp. So like even in fantasy and in real life, attrition is where we're at now. You know, it's like health is going to play a major part on who's going to win the Super Bowl and who's going to win in your fantasy leagues because everybody's getting hurt. So we say Cooper Kupp is next. Who else is hurt? Somebody else. Geno.
Geno.
Geno Smith. He got a game on Thursday. They play the 49ers that doesn't look like he's playing. Kenneth Walker. Oblique. He's out for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Oh my God, that is a lot. And like they're all big name players too, key players. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, you better figure it out. I mean, some teams, some leagues, your trading period is already over. So I hope you kind of plan for that. The waiver
and you
wire.
Listen to the other, and if you listen to the other podcast where we told y'all like countless weeks ahead of time to get prepared for this.
Prepare for it because injuries are a part of the game and they happen. So
yeah,
it's tough. Oh my God. It's devastating. I just hate injuries. You know, I want to put everybody at their 100% full strength and let's go. That's why when I play Madden, I turn the injuries down to like 10, 5, 10. Because I don't need no injuries. You know what I'm saying? I really thought maybe that's not real life, but at least I'm being fair across the board, right? So, you know, everybody's at 5, and ain't just my players at 5. Everybody's at 5. But yeah, is that it as far as the big injury news? It's gonna be tough.
That's all I can think of right now. If you listen to this, go and leave us a message down up in the comments who we forgot about putting in there that actually either got injured or if there's news that we are forgetting to actually bring up. And if you don't even feel like listening to the news or like the very beginning, we do have up on the YouTube when the YouTube is actually released, we actually got chapters. So you can actually go down below and you can click on which section you actually want to listen to. So
sweet. Make sure you subscribe, like, give us 5 stars. We're on all platforms.
So in this next segment, we got keep or trade. And the reason why we're bringing this up right now is because we know that this is the last final weeks. In one league that I own, our trade deadline is up on the 28th of this month. So right after Thanksgiving and everything. So we're trying to give you some realistic thoughts and see like what you actually have to do to determine what is best for your team. So we're going to give you a list of players and we're going to break it down. So do you either keep them for your playoff push or should you try to trade them away? And then what you should try to trade them for. In the quarterbacks, as of right now, I'm just going to give you a list of top 10 QBs over the last 3 games. And the top 10 QBs as of now, this is not including games that have been played. That's going to be played on Monday night, which is the Chiefs versus the Eagles. But we have Dak Prescott at number 1. We have Jalen Hurts at number 2. We got the rookie who I'm pretty sure he's going to win Rookie of the Year right now, CJ Stroud. You got number 4, Brock Purdy. Number 5, you have Josh Allen. Number 6, you have Justin Herbert. Number 7, you have Sam Howell. Number 8, Justin Fields is finally back up there, which is kind of odd. Then I'm guessing they're basing it off. This was his first game back, but then at number 9 you have Joshua Dobbs, who has been killing it the last couple of games, and he's actually on right now, going up against the Vikings. So he's probably going to end up jumping this rankings. And then at number 10 you got Mr. Patrick Mahomes, who has not played, and that's on Monday night. And what we're going to go through here is we just gave you the 10 names that are the tops as of right now for the last 3 games. But we're going to give you some scenarios on if you should keep this player or if you should trade him. So the first guy up, and I have to go with the number 1 guy that is up there right now, and that's Mr. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's his last schedule right before the playoffs, it is Washington, Seattle, and Philly. All good matchups for him just to succeed.
You saw him have like almost a career gag against the Eagles the other week. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
So, and I think if I'm looking at this right, all these next 3 games are at home too. So
really,
so yes, Washington at home. Yes, Seattle at home, and last but not least, he has Philly at home, which we just saw Philly and them go. So based off that schedule, and I'm also going to give you the playoff schedule as well, which is he's at Buffalo, up in your divisional matchup. Then in your in your conference championship matchup, you have him up against Miami. And then the championship in week 17, hopefully everybody out there is doing week 17 and you're not waiting until week 18 just to do your championship. If so, get on your commissioner's head, tell them, hey, cut this out. We ain't doing this anymore. We're going to do something else. He is going up against Detroit. So based off the schedules right now and based off what he has coming up, are you going to keep him or are you going to trade him?
If obviously it depends on what position you're in, right? You know, if you're a playoff team, yes, go get Dak Prescott. I think him and CeeDee, they've been balling out the past few games. I think they're going to continue to ball for these last few games. So if you're a playoff team, and let's say, like for example, me. I have Joe Burrow and I have Geno. Well, Joe's done for the year. Geno probably definitely done this Thursday. So with an elbow injury, I will go look at Dak Prescott and go try to get Dak Prescott. Yes. So if you're in it, because my team right now is in position, it's a pretty good team. My team is doing pretty good. I should be in the playoffs, and I need a quarterback. So yeah, go get Dak Prescott if you're in the position that I'm in. And if you're on the other side, you should sell Dak Prescott because this is your time. If you're at the bottom of the standings and maybe get you a high 2nd round pick, sell Dak Prescott. And if you're in my position, I would go get Dak Prescott. Yes.
All right, you heard it here first. If you got Dak Prescott and you got a good record, go and keep him. If you are on the outside looking in and knowing good and well you ain't gonna make the playoffs, sell him and get some draft picks and get ready for next year.
Because right, this is the time you should be looking at the rookie draft. You should be looking at next year. That's what you should be doing at this time. So sell all your top players, especially if he costs a lot of money. Sell him and get what you can.
And then also right now, as like the co-host Mr. K Camp said, definitely start looking at if you know for a fact that your team is not going to be in the playoffs and you're starting to sell off players. Start looking at the 2024 class coming out, seeing who has the potential to fit a need that you're actually looking for. So if you know for a fact that this year you went into the draft thinking that you was going to go running back heavy or like wide receiver heavy, because the wide receiver position has actually ticked up now. Just going and look to see if you might need a running back, seeing what teams need running backs. But then on top of that, look at the running backs that are coming out to see if they would be a good fit. And if you don't feel like having time to do that, don't go nowhere. We're going to do that for you. We're gonna break it down during the off season, and we might actually sprinkle a little bit in during like the playoff time and everything. But that's a good one. Dak Prescott.
Yeah, go get him. Go get him and go sell him.
So the next quarterback up, he's just coming back. So he's just coming back off an injury, and this is going to be a tough one. And we are talking about Mr. Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray. So the reason I'm bringing him up is because we know in fantasy, the QBs that we want to have are quarterbacks that have the potential to give you some of that rushing stats as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's that dual threat out there. And Kyler Murray, he's just coming off was it ACL?
Yes, ACL.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. He's coming off his ACL, but we know it gives time just to get back, which he has had a good amount of time. But with them having that good amount of time, this is his matchup coming up. Let's just go and get right into it. Kyler Murray is going up against the Rams next week. Then he's going up against Pittsburgh. And then they have a bye. So the Rams, Pittsburgh, and then they have a bye. And then his playoff matchup is he has at week 15, he goes up against San Francisco at home, Chicago on the road, and then Philly in the championship game.
I'm scared for Kyler. I don't know. I don't think I would go get Kyler because the Pittsburgh I'm scared of, right? Defense. Okay. San Fran I'm scared of, defense. Now if you can get it and make it to Philly, what was the week 16 game?
16 is Chicago.
So if you get to Chicago, they got a pretty good run defense. If you get to Chicago and you can make it to Philly, those two games I like for Kyler. However, you got Pittsburgh in there, you have a bye week in there, and you have San Fran. San Fran is in the first week of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't know if I would
go. San Fran is not good against mobile QBs.
They're not. But that bye, you got to get.
But they had this is what's really tricky. Like I like the way you're thinking and everything because this is a hard decision because they are coming off their bye though, so that's the good thing. They're coming off their bye, and then they're already planning 2 weeks ahead for San Fran. But also,
I don't know.
So in my scenario,
Dak or Kyler. Dak or Kyler. You got to pick one. Who you taking? Dak or Kyler? To finish the season.
To finish the season, okay. I'll go Dak off gate.
You would go okay. So you would take.
Yeah, Dak. I'll go Dak off gate. Okay. But if you take Dak out, and let's say this is going to be a playoff schedule, so would you go? I'm just going to pick these names. Would you go Kyler, or would you go Justin Fields?
Who Justin Fields have left?
So Justin Fields, and this is just for his playoff schedule. I'm not bringing up the other. Well, I'll bring up the other one too. So he has playoff schedule is Cleveland, Arizona, and then at Atlanta. So you also got to be thinking about too that the team that is trying to make this trade is trying to get into the playoffs too. So like they're on that cusp of like they're sort of like that 500 team that's right on the like if one win would actually bump them in, one loss might end up taking them out. So the Bears have they have a bye week 13, but they have Minnesota next week, just like what we said. And then they also have Detroit again at home.
I'm taking. So you said the Chicago Bears. They do have a bye week in there as well.
Yep, they got bye week.
Same as Arizona.
Yep. So when Arizona has bye week 14, the Bears have a bye week 13.
I think I'm taking Justin Fields because the only team I'm really scared of are the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns. Everybody else, I think he can put points up against. So yeah, I would take Justin Fields over Kyler for that reason because they got Pittsburgh because Arizona has Pittsburgh and they have San Fran. I'm together San Fran for them, and yeah, and they both have a bye week. I would take Justin Fields.
It depends. Like if I'm going through the whole season, if I'm going it based off of my team that is in. I ain't got a team that's like really on the cusp. Well, I guess I can say my team in my league. I will make it sound like that I don't have the actual the other QB. So if I had to trade for one of them, I'm definitely going to go. So you know how I do my thing. So I would try to go for Dak.
Right.
And get him.
I think we both agree that Dak should be number one. Go ahead.
So I would try to get Dak. On top of that, I will try to go for Fields. I would have been trying to go for Fields before he even came back. So see if you can get him up on the loss. So I would have been trying to get him, especially since was pretty high on him at the very beginning of the season, mostly because his running attributes and him finally getting the number one wide receiver.
He had 100 yards today,
but
on the ground. So we're in agreement then. We're in agreement. We both say Dak, Fields, then Kyler in that order.
So in the last QB, I'm putting this guy out here because this dude has been hot lately. I'm talking about this dude has been hot, but I'm not talking about the rookie of the year.
How you talking about?
But he's been hot
Not
lately.
CJ.
Not CJ, everybody, because we already know, man. Y'all are keeping CJ unless you are a bottom feeder team, which I would not trade him at all. I would just keep him because that's your future right there.
It's your future.
He's showing you that he is going to be your dominant QB.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do not need CJ, make sure you're getting a ransom for him because he's putting up numbers and he might end up hurting you next year. He might be the reason why he might be the reason why you don't make the playoffs next year.
Might be.
But this player that I'm putting into this realm is, what are your thoughts on Joshua Dobbs and his schedule coming up?
Let's hear it.
It is Chicago next week because we already know this before. Because he's
like that.
He has a bye week 13, as we know already.
Okay.
And then he plays against the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Kind of like that too.
So his playoff matchup, though, it's Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at Cincinnati. So Detroit.
I like that.
And Green Bay.
I kind of like that.
He won't cost as much.
He won't cost as much as the other three. You're right. He won't cost as much as the other three.
That's why I put him out there, only because of that.
I'm going Dak Justin because he won't cost as much as Kyler Murray. And you might have to give up a first, maybe give up a second, maybe even a third for him. Yeah, I think he went for a 5th round pick in real life. Yes, I'll put Josh Dobbs before Kyler. Because he won't cost as much. It's the only reason because he won't cost as much.
So I'm also going to give you his stats as of right now, which is really nothing spectacular. So as of right now, with the game going on into the fourth quarter, he only has 14.76 fantasy points.
Per game? That's his average?
No, that's right now as the game is going on.
Oh, against Denver.
Against Denver right now. So he has 14 points going on.
And
that's including his – oh, shoot, he threw an interception. I didn't know that. Yeah, well, I didn't know that. But
I mean, that's why I picked Denver tonight because like he's got to come off that high. He's got to come down. I mean, looks like they've been on fire. You know, I mean, there's a reason why he's a journeyman, right? There's a reason, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a reason he's been on 6 teams in his career, and I'm betting on him to come back down to earth, and I'm betting on the Denver Broncos to beat them today by more than 2 points. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So the fact that he won't cost as much, I'll put him a little bit in front of Kyler only because he won't cost that much.
Okay. All right. In this next keep or trade, we are going to the running backs now. Everybody, the running backs. So I'm gonna give you the top 10 rankings like I did last time. This is as of right now. This is not including the games from Minnesota or the Kansas City Chiefs versus Philly on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
We got at number 1 the last 3 games is Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey, Rashad White, B-Rob.
Which one?
Brian Robinson Jr.
Okay, Brian Robinson. Okay.
You got Kyren Williams. You got Jaylen Warren.
You said Kieran Williams. Any on IR?
Hey, man.
And Kieran
This is what they got as of the last 3 games. So I guess they're including his last 3 games that he played, not including his injuries. Then you got Alvin Kamara, you got Saquon, you got Joe Mixon, and you got Devon Achane. So and that's the top 10. But if we want to get rid of Kyren Williams
and Devon
technically you got Austin Eckler and then you got Gus Edwards. So you have those 3.
And you want to know,
and that's just the top 10 as of the last 3 games. So it's showing people that are starting to get that workload and starting to trend up in the right direction.
I think Christian McCaffrey is a go-to. That's automatic. We're gonna definitely keep Christian McCaffrey. I don't know what it's gonna cost you, but we definitely gonna Christian McCaffrey. Yes. Brian Robinson, he's been coming along. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's starting to dig into David Montgomery's yards, which I don't like, but he's starting to get into that because I'm a David Montgomery owner. And who else? 1, 2, 3. Brian Robinson. I didn't realize Brian Robinson was doing what he's doing, but I guess he's running back 7. Really?
Yeah,
running back
doing
7?
his thing.
Slightly.
So that's not what those guys. I'm not asking you about those guys. The guys I'm about to ask you about.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's actually quite funny because one of the guys is actually on the list. He's actually number 3 right now, up in the last 3 weeks. But I ain't gonna ask him right now. The first person I'm going to is one of the guys I've been telling people to go out there and get at any means necessary. It is your boy from Kansas City, Isaiah Pacheco.
I'm not a huge fan of his.
I know you're not.
I'm not a fan.
But this week, so this is his week 12 schedule to week 14. He has the Raiders next week. Mm-hmm. Then he has Green Bay, and then he's at home for Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right now. Then his playoff matchup, it is where'd it go? His playoff matchup is the Patriots, the Raiders again at home, and then the Bengals at home. You also got to remember too, this is not the same Bengals offense like what it is whenever Joe Burrow is in there.
Out there. Yeah.
So some of these matchups might be blowouts. So you got to take that into consideration. So would you keep him or would you trade for him?
No, I'm trade. Keep or trade for.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't trade for him, so I guess I got to keep him then. If those are my only 2 options. I can't sell him. I can't sell him.
You can trade him, like you.
Okay.
Like you trading him away.
Okay. Well, yeah.
You might. This might be like a guy that's up on your bench who you might be like, well, I have. Let's say you have a plethora of daggone running backs.
Plethora. Okay.
Like, say you got Travis Etienne, say you got Jonathan Taylor, say you also got Austin Eckler up in your lineups. Then you got at number 4, you got Isaiah Pacheco. You're trading them away. What you trying to get off?
I'm trading Isaiah Pacheco. I'm gonna try to get a first, but if I can, I'm gonna definitely get a second round pick for him.
Okay.
Didn't he go? He went for a first in one of our leagues, didn't he?
Yep.
He went for a first. So yeah, if I get a first, because I'm not a fan of his anyway, and I don't like the schedule either.
Give up a first?
I thought it was a first. I don't like the schedule either for him. The Bengals. Even though Joe Burrow is not there, yeah, there was some. the Bills, can they be run on? I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I'm trading him.
All right, so everybody out there, if you got Isaiah Pacheco, this is where the daggone thing divides. I'm keeping his ass, just so y'all know, because I'm Isaiah
He's
Pacheco.
keeping. I'm trading.
Yeah, I'm keeping him. So pretty much we are going to go to the next person. This is the guy that I wanted to bring up. Are you trading for this guy? This guy's a sleeper now. And, well, he's technically not a sleeper because this dude has been doing pretty daggone well. But it is Rashad White. His matchup coming up is, yes, Indianapolis week 12. He has Carolina in week 13. And then we also have the Falcons in week 14. He's at the Falcons. He's in the dome. And then in his playoff matchup, he has the Green Bay Packers, the Jaguars, and then the Saints. So, the reason I'm bringing him up is because he is the number 3 top back in the last 3 games.
Really? I know he had that one big game. I would trade for him before I would Isaiah Pacheco.
Okay.
I would do
so
that.
Would you trade for him to fill like a starting spot, like a top 2, or would it be more like your flex guy?
He's a flex. If I depending on your team, right? I have a good RB1, RB2, pretty good wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Yeah, he'd be a flex. He's from a running back 3, flex / running back 3 is what I would put him. Hopefully you don't need him as your RB2. But if you do, and it's between him and Pacheco, I would still go Rashad White over Pacheco.
Okay. I'm going to throw a guy out here who I know you've been high on, and then you've been talking madly about like the past couple of weeks now. So, your boy, Jaylen Warren. All right, it is
him.
So, Jaylen Warren at week 12, he is at Cincinnati, which is not the same team, everybody. Probably going to end up being different. Then week 13, it's against the Cardinals. Then the Patriots. So that's just to end the regular season. So, man, in the playoffs, this dude got a chef kiss, man.
Not that. He got that?
He got a chef kiss, dog. He's going to be against the Indianapolis Colts. And he's also going up against the Cincinnati Bengals again, and then Seattle up in the championship.
And then Seattle championship. I'm taking. I would go get Jaylen Warren. I would also get Jaylen Warren with the thought process of him being there and a good back next year. He's only been in the league 2 years. He's already eaten into Najee's carries. So I would take him. Yes, I would go get Jaylen Warren over Isaiah Pacheco and over Rashad White. So my order would be Jaylen Warren, Rashad White, Isaiah Pacheco. That's who I would go get. Yes.
Yeah.
In that order.
I'm in agreement with you right there. I definitely would go for Jaylen Warren. Kind of sucks if you got Najee right there. But if you did have Najee, hopefully you had his handcuff, which is Jaylen Warren. But if you didn't, you can try to go get him. But just know you're going to be playing a premium because they know you want him now.
He's going to cost you. And he's been balling. He's going to cost you. Yeah. Today, I think he had like 9 carries for like 120-something yards on a touchdown today.
Shoot, they got the first down. But let's go back into this.
3rd and 20?
Yeah, dog. 3rd and 20, and they got the first down. So going to get Jaylen Warren. So we have talked about Rashad White, Isaiah Pacheco, and then Jaylen Warren. This last guy, in who we gonna talk about, I just want to get your response because I want to see if what your noggin is thinking right now. Where's the goddamn person at? So we got Mr. DeAndre Swift at week 12. He has Buffalo, San Fran week 13, and Dallas week 14. And in his playoff matchup, he has Seattle, He has the Giants, and he has Arizona.
Love that too.
You love those last three, don't you?
Definitely love those last three. That's what you need, and that's what you want. Yes. Yes. Yes, I would go get DeAndre Swift. You should be able to get him for cheap as well. Yeah. Yeah. So my order would be I think I still would go Warren. It's between Warren's gonna cost you more, right? Than DeAndre Swift would. So but I still would think I would do Warren first, then I would do Swift, then I would do Rashad White, and then I would do Isaiah Pacheco. Now, if you don't want to give up what you're going to have to give up for Warren, Swift is a real good consolation pick. And number 2, that's what I would do. Yes.
Okay. Y'all heard it here. We got Jaylen Warren, who we have talked about. We got Rashad White. We got Isaiah Pacheco, and then we also have DeAndre Swift. 4 guys who we wanted y'all to physically think about keeping or trading.
Pittsburgh is going to run the ball because Kenny Pickett is garbage. So there. I know Najee is there, but still. Obviously, you see what TJ Warren is doing. So, I mean, Jaylen Warren is doing. Yes. Yeah.
So we're going to pick this up a little bit. We have the wide receivers, top 10 wide receivers right now. We ain't going to include one of the for sure ones because he's still nursing an injury. But we got at number 1, we got CeeDee Lamb out there. The dude is doing his thing. He also has another person coming back, a seasoned vet, in Mr. Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown at number 3, Tank Dell, Mr. Amon-Ra, Tyreek Hill, Noah Brown, and this guy, Justin Jefferson, but he's nursing an injury, so we're not going to include him right now. But we have Mr. Brandon Ayuk. We also have Mr. Mike Evans. And then on last but not least, I'm not going to even include this guy because this guy's a waste of breath because he just put up all those numbers this week. I'm about to waste my breath on this guy. Man,
yeah, curious.
A guy who been saying, hey, man, we told y'all this shit. We told you. Calvin Ridley came out of nowhere.
Calvin Ridley had, like you said, this one game today. We were down on Calvin Ridley. We were right. As the season as a whole, we were right. We were down on him before the season started. He had week 1 was good. He might have had another week in there between in the last 10 weeks, and then he had a good week today. That does not mean anything to me. That's not moving the needle for me to go get Calvin Ridley. What he did today was awesome, but I need to see more of a sample size for me to try to go get Calvin Ridley, especially if I'm trying to make the playoffs or if I'm in the playoff hunt and I need him as a wide receiver 3 or flex. Nah, I'm not buying it, Calvin. I'm blind. It's a blip more than a trend.
Okay. So one of the guys I'm going to bring up first, and I'm going to bring him up. Come to the stage, Mr. Michael Pittman. Mr. Michael Pittman. And the reason why I'm bringing him up is because as of right now, in the last 3 games, he has averaged 16.3 points a game. So just keep that in mind. And people out there, for if you're wondering like how we're getting these numbers, we are actually using this is a PPR format, so these are points per reception. So we are actually getting the numbers for points per receptions. But he is averaging 16.3 points. So his matchups is he has Tampa Bay in week 12. He has the Tennessee Titans. He has the Cincinnati Bengals. So that's fighting for a spot. Tampa Bay, Tennessee, and then Cincinnati. And his playoff schedule, he has, let's see. He has Pittsburgh, Atlanta, and then the Raiders. So would you keep him or would you trade him away?
Pittsburgh, Atlanta, and then the Raiders.
Yep.
And this is who again?
Michael Pittman Jr.
Oh, yeah. Gardner Minshew.
Yep. Jonathan Taylor.
I mean, I like, he's been pretty good. If I'm hurting, I guess let's say if I had Jamar Chase, let's say I had Jamar Chase and I had, I don't know, Tyler Lockett, right? And I just lost Jamar Chase because we're assuming that his production is going to go down because JB gone. Yeah, I'm gonna go get Pittman. I'm getting it for a second round pick, maybe a second round pick. Yeah, there's nobody viable out there, but I need to hear your other 2-3 players, and then I'll rank them. But yeah, I mean, sell them if you can, for sure. I would sell Michael Pittman if you can, because I don't know what him and Richardson, what kind of rapport they have. He's a okay wide receiver, right? He's not great. He's not in that top tier echelon.
He's your flex. He's your flex,
right?
Guy,
he's your flex guy, right? Exactly. So, I mean, I'm gonna hear these other 2-3 people.
Oh yeah, I got to throw some other, and these are. I'm not giving nobody no for sure name guys who. Oh yeah, we know. Like I'm definitely gonna keep them and things like that. We're actually thinking hard about these people, these players. Because some of these players are actually starting to hit a stretch now since they're starting to get that rapport back with their quarterback. And this is Mr. Courtland Sutton. Mr. Courtland Sutton, yep, is in week 12. He has the Cleveland Browns, the Houston Texans, and then the Los Angeles Chargers. His playoff schedule, though. He has the Detroit Lions, he has the Patriots, and then they're actually home for the Chargers again.
That Patriots one could be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. These players, it's mostly like they're going to be flex guys. I don't think they're going to be nobody's number 1 or number 2 right now. These are mostly like your flex option who, if you had to swing a dice and you got this player up on your line, hey, this is what I'm going to do.
Gardner Minshew. I'm not Gardner Minshew. Pittman or Courtland Sutton. Ugh. I think I would probably lean Sutton. I mean, not lean. I would lean Pittman over. Right as of right now, I would go Pittman first, then Sutton. Ugh, that's tough.
Okay.
Who else we got?
I'm trying to see what he's averaging right now. So he's only averaging 11 points, so it's really not that much for you.
Who, Courtland Sutton?
Yeah. So the next set of guys who I'm thinking about is what about Chris Olave? Chris Olave.
See,
they have
dude, whack ass car.
They have Atlanta in week 12. They have week 13. Like they have Detroit. So all right, let me give you back again. So they're at Atlanta in week 12. They have Detroit at home. They also have the Carolina Panthers at home as well in week 14.
Like that too.
So in the divisional round, the dude goes up against the New York Giants.
Ooh, I like that.
Then in your championship, like conference championship round, they got the Los Angeles Rams.
I like that.
And then the championship week, they got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I like that. See, he would be my number 1 if he had a fucking if Derek Carr wasn't paying like a little biatch. I mean, Chris Olave, he had 94 targets, 56 receptions.
Mm-hmm.
He's 8 point. What is it? Points? Was that PG? Is that 8.5 points a game? That can't be right. That's his last 3 games.
Yeah, that's probably his last 3 games that he's. So what I got right now, his average is for his last 3 games, he's averaging 15.9 points PPR.
Okay, maybe that's coming up. Now, Derek Carr got hurt, and Jameson Winston came in. So I remember seeing the last game, Carr got hurt. And Jameis Winston came in and even threw him a touchdown and was targeting him more than what Derek Carr was when he was in the game with him. So I don't know. I mean, I love his schedule. I love it. So you're asking me to rank those three? If I had to just go off schedule alone, obviously I go off schedule alone. I'm going with Chris Olave first. I'll go Chris Olave, Chris Olave, Pittman, then Courtland, Sutton. But you got Derek Carr, who for whatever reason, and I don't like Dennis Allen either. I don't know. My answer should be Chris Olave. That's what it should be. It should be Chris Olave. It's one.
There's one.
That's who it should be.
Yeah, it should be.
But I don't know because of Derek Carr, who been playing like trash. He's been playing less than mediocre. And that's not good. They paid you this money, brought you here, thought you was going to be – you ain't half a Drew Brees right now. So it should be Chris Olave, though. Because the schedule, I love the schedule. I love it.
All right. As I'm going I never liked Pittman. I don't know why, but I'm going Olave. I'm going Courtland Sutton. And then on top of that, I'm going with Pittman at number 3. So Olave, Sutton, and then Pittman.
So I'm going Olave. I'm going Olave, Pittman, Sutton. We're close, So you trust Derek Carr. You trust the schedule. What do you trust?
Nah, I just trust Chris Olave.
Chris Olave.
I don't care who the QB is.
Somebody got thrown the ball, though.
Somebody got thrown the ball. I mean,
if it's Derek Carr, you can forget about it. And so if it's James Winston in there, hell yeah, let's go. I agree with you. Because at least he was throwing that ball to him.
Hey, man, sometimes you just got to set it and then forget it. Set it and forget it.
Man, that's what's tough, though. That's what it's supposed to be, though. I mean,
this is what it's supposed to be like. It's one of those gut-wrenching options that you got to do, and it's tough, because you don't want to give up too much, and you don't want to give up just like a little bit, because that's just how the cookie is crumbling right now. So we're gonna go to these tight ends, everybody. The ones that everybody, if you ain't got a top 4, you just you out there gambling, flinging the dice, trying to get who you can get. So as we mentioned before, Mark Andrews is gone, and we know there is people out there hustling, doing whatever they can to get some type of tight end that's going to give them at least numbers close to Mark Andrews. So as of right now, the top 10, and we know this is just based off their average over the last 3 games. We got George Kittle at number 1 because he did play this week already. We got Travis Kelce. We have TJ Hawkinson, who is playing right now. We have Dalton Kincaid. My bad. I'm sorry, everybody. We have Dalton Schultz. Then we have Dalton Kincaid. So I had 2 Daltons back to back. So then you got Jake Ferguson. You got Cole Kmet. You got David Njoku. You got Trey McBride. And then you also have Cade Otton. And just to round out number 2 special guest appearance, it is Mr. Sam Laporta.
Sammy.
So right now, as of right now, like the last weeks, 12 through 14, do you think you can tell me who the number 1 tight end or who has the best schedule?
12 through 14?
12 through 14.
Out of those names you mentioned, I don't know.
I didn't give it to the person's name wasn't mentioned.
Oh, it wasn't mentioned?
No.
No, not Jake Ferguson. Dallas Goedert. He's hurt, though. I was going to say Dallas Goedert, but he's hurt. I don't know.
It is Jake? Mark Andrews, who is gone. Isaiah Likely is stepping into one of the best tight end schedules where he's going up against the Chargers. Then he has a bye in week 13. And then he has the Los Angeles Rams.
Like both of those.
So And then on top of that, his playoff schedule, though, it ain't the best, dog. He has Jacksonville, San Francisco, and then Miami. So
And then Miami.
yeah, so Jacksonville, at San Fran, and then home for Miami.
I mean, does Lamar even have a rapport with Isaiah Lockley like that?
He has a little bit, but it's not like a Mark Andrews.
A little bit.
Hey,
not,
he has the whole week 13 just to make one.
That's true.
But I did make a bold prediction though, is that eventually the Ravens would end up trading away Mark Andrews just to get some type of comp picks back and then thrust Isaiah Likely in, sort of how they did Hayden Hurst.
Because he's up to get paid now, ain't he? Is he getting paid? Because he came at the same time as Lamar, if I'm not mistaken.
He's either about to get paid or hasn't got paid. I don't know. And it's always one of those two options, too. I know people out there thinking, well, Dud has to be one of them.
Right.
We know. So let's get to these tight ends. That's the guy off of waivers. One of the guys who I am high on, actually these top three guys who I'm actually pretty high on. I want you to tell me your thoughts. Mr. David Njoku, even though he doesn't have Deshaun Watson, but he's going up against Denver in week 12. He's also at the Rams, and then he's also home for Jacksonville. So
I like David. He dropped a touchdown today. He should have a touchdown today. He dropped. I remember he had dropped a first down last week, but he dropped a touchdown, back shoulder touchdown today that he dropped. He should have had. And that was with the DTR in there. So I like their kind of, I guess the fact that he went to him. They did Cleveland Brown. They did sign Joe Flacco to the practice squad. I don't know what that's about, but I mean, I guess your other boy, what's his name? What was it? Was it PJ Walker? Who's the other quarterback for Cleveland Brown? I mean, I guess he ain't number 2 no more. I wonder why they did that. But I like David Njoku though. So he just need
veteran presence. Probably want a veteran presence.
That's what you think?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking about. You know how they picking these guys up off the streets. But David Njoku.
I like David.
Okay. So you're going to keep him. I got to find somebody that you're going to try to trade away. So this is a guy, I think you might trade this guy away. So Mr. Trey McBride.
See, I don't know, but because him and Kyler, they kind of growing together, and I don't know if I would trade him because if Kyler going to be there next year, I kind of want to keep Trey McBride because I think Trey McBride is going to be there next year, and I think Trey McBride is going to put some numbers up, for the rest of these games. He had like 5 catches today. I think he was like second in the team in catches. So I think I'm keeping Trey McBride. Now, if I need a tight end and I'm trying to make a stretch run, I would go get him because of his future with the Arizona Cardinals and connection with Kyler Murray. But so if you come to get Trey McBride, it's gonna cost you, buddy.
Yeah, trust me, I know. I'm trying to go get him.
Who got him now? Is it Chase got him? Who's got him now? Who's got him? What happened?
Russell being Russell.
The Courtland Sutton, that is a touchdown. You just called him. You said number 2 for you.
Yeah, man, that's what I was going for. That rapport is meshing well together.
It is.
So we got the Arizona Cardinals
live.
We got the Arizona Cardinals. Hey, I am going after Trey McBride if you can get him. But
please get this 2-point conversion.
I'm also you got the spread or something like that?
I got Denver -2, so I need this 2-point conversion.
So also this is another I'm gonna bring up this last person, and he was on the list, and I'm gonna bring him up because not that many people probably know about him, and it is Mr. Cade Otton. Cade Otton for the Tampa Bay Bucks. This week he has, in week 12 through week 14, he has the Indianapolis Colts, he has the Carolina Panthers, and then he also has the Atlanta Falcons. So he has Indy, Carolina, and then the Falcons. But his playoff schedule is he has Green Bay, he has the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he has the New Orleans Saints. So, as we know, most of the guys out there, it's very towards the end of the season. Tight ends are the hardest to predict.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you thinking?
I would trade. Oh yes, now him I would trade. I would trade Cade Otton.
Okay.
Why? Because I don't know. I don't know who the quarterback is. What the was that? Sean Payton. Sorry. I don't know what they got going on in the Buccaneers. I don't know if the coach is going to be there. I don't know if Becker's going to be there. So yes, trade Cade Otton now while he's high. Yes, trade him.
Let's go on and rank them for everybody. You got David Njoku, probably going to be ranked up in this order, to be honest with you. David Njoku, Trey McBride, and then Cade Otton.
I'm going Trey, David, Cade.
Okay. And that's because of like the dynasty aspect. You're going Trey because you think he's going to. So
I think him and Kyler have a rapport because what's his name? I think he's gone. He's old, right? What's his Zach Ertz?
Zach Ertz.
I think he's hurt right now or something like that. So yeah,
he's hurt, but he'll probably come back.
Stupid ass play.
Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast. Give us a 5-star ratings.
5 stars, please.
And don't forget to tell your buddies, pass this to a friend of a friend and to a friend. And another thing we want to thank is everybody that has listened to this on the replay, #ReplayGang. We appreciate everybody.
#ReplayGang? Okay.
Yeah, #ReplayGang. So, stay tuned for episode 25 next week. This episode is coming out same time like it always does, 6:30 in the morning. Audio version is coming out on all platforms, Spotify, Amazon Prime, any place you can get a podcast. You'll find us there. And then the YouTube version comes out on Fridays at 11:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's all, y'all.
We thank you, everyone. We thank you all for coming out. We know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us, and we appreciate that. Spread love, not hate. And everyone have a great, great holiday, a great day of thanks. Enjoy your family. Life is short.
Enjoy the family. And let us know what y'all going to have up on the menu down below. Let us know what y'all are having on the menu, because there might be some dishes out there. Yeah, there might be some dishes out there that I don't know. I don't know anything about. And I might want to try them. But thank you, everybody.
Peace. I think play the Bears next week. Then that's their bye.
Okay, and then they got the Raiders.
And then at Bengals.
And then the Bengals. Ooh, putting them back into the lineup against the Bengals.
Yeah, boy.
They being stingy and everything. So
I mean, you got Michael Merritt, right? You drafted him for this.
Not for this year. Okay. I drafted him for next year. So he ain't ready to be thrust into the lineup yet. So I'm trying to find some like some of the Titans that I'm looking at I can get. But in the next segment. Oh, go ahead.
Make sure you subscribe, like, give us 5 stars. We're on all platforms.
Editor, make sure you cut that part out whenever I daggone spoke over him. So,
No, I don't think I will.
So they have that. But in the playoffs,
We talking about playoffs.
playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Thanks for checking out another episode of Cerberus Gridiron Podcast, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode.